Hey everyone, happy Monday. I started back at work today after a whole week off, which was definitely tough. I don't know if anyone else is in the same boat, if you took off time during the holidays. Um, it was definitely tough, and if you don't know, I still work a full-time job while I do all of this fun stuff. So I do have to work during the day, unfortunately, but I do love coming to this stuff and working at night and doing this and showing you guys all how to use the products too. So I have been working on this piece for a few weeks now. It's a custom, so we've been going back and forth on kind of what she wants, so that's why it's been taking a little bit longer, because we want to make sure that it's perfect, exactly what they want. And we decided that we wanted to add 2 more decor molds, and I don't know if you can see with the light, it's kind of blends into the paint. Let me just go a little bit closer here. But we did decide to add 2 more decor molds on the corners here. And basically what I'm going to show you is how to have this go right from this. And let me just take a step back really quick, and also let me zoom this out a little bit. Let me take a step back really quick and show you how I actually make these. So this entire dresser had nothing on it. It was just a plain dresser, had none of these molds on here. What I used are, and sorry, it says clay all over it, but I used these decor mold, these molds. These are from IOD. You can get them from a couple other brands. You can find them all over the place. These are, if you're local, these are at Cool School. I don't sell them, but another vendor does. And these are, I don't know, I think somewhere between 10 and 15 bucks a piece. I don't think they ever stop working. So you get a lot of use out of them. And then I don't know if I have the clay up here. There is clay that she also sells at Cool School. This is I got off of Amazon because I was desperate and I needed some more, but I do always try to buy locally if I can. But she does sell them at Cool School, or you can buy, if you're not local, you can find your local retailer online, and you can buy from any local IOD person. So basically what I do is I just kind of roll out the clay and I put it into these molds, and then usually I will lay this flat on the ground so that the back side is laying on the ground, because you don't want to fight gravity with glue. So I'll just lay these on here. I usually reposition them a ton, just kind of figuring out like how I want it. It does stay pretty moist long enough for you to kind of figure stuff out. And I even one night put plastic wrap over it so that it would stay moist and I can move it around in the morning. I was waiting for my customer to give me some feedback. So if you're not totally sure, you want to sleep on it, you can definitely do that as well. I just use wood glue. I think this is Tight Bond. And I just apply it with that. You can use any kind of wood, or any kind of glue. I would use something that's really durable, something like a dresser. You might knock into it, something like that. You want to make sure that it's really on there. So anything like, maybe, what is that called? What's that really strong glue called? Someone help me. Super glue, or like, there's like a Gorilla Glue. That's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Something that's going to have it hold on to really, really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Okay, let me show you what you want to do to create this look here. Now you have a couple of options. I have not sealed this with anything yet. So if you did seal this already, you wouldn't have to do this step of putting a clear coat of wax on here. And now, just to remind you, almost all of Dixie Belle's products are water-based, and this included. A lot of other waxes are oil-based, which can be problematic if you're starting to mix things on it. That's, again, the really nice thing about Dixie Belle. The Gemstone Mousse that I'm going to be using is also water-based, so we don't have to worry about I'm going to do this all in like 5 minutes, so I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I need to wait for my oil to dry before I mix water and stuff on it. You don't have to worry about any of that. So that's what's really nice. So I am going to put this clear wax, and I know it kind of looks white, but it is clear. It goes on clear. And I'm just going to put this all around that I want to put the black wax on. Now, as I mentioned, you don't have to do this if you clear coat it, because basically the reason we're putting on this clear coat is so that it acts as a barrier to the black wax so that we can wipe it back afterwards. If we didn't do this beforehand, it would be a little bit more difficult, not impossible, but a little bit more difficult to wipe back the black wax that goes in areas that we don't want. And so that just helps. And then I'll show you kind of later that we'll use this clear wax as a little bit of an eraser later on, so that we can make sure that we wipe back everything that we don't want. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly do this other side and give this a chance to dry a little bit. Ideally, we'd like to let it dry completely. Just for the purpose of demoing it, I'm going to put the black wax right over it. But, you know, give it like 15 minutes to just dry before you do it if you are doing it on your piece, just to allow it to give the best protection of the black wax. It's not going to hurt the piece if you go back over it with the black wax. It's just going to be a little bit harder to wipe off. And I do just want to make sure that I have something to wipe back before I start putting the black wax on. Yep, okay. I cleaned up my room a little bit in here. It was a little bit messy. My workshop, I'm just not I'm not organized. My workshop is always a mess. So I did clean it this past weekend, which also means that I don't know where I put anything, because it's like organized chaos. I don't know if anyone's with me, but all my stuff is just like, it might look messy, but I know where everything is. And so when I clean, sometimes I don't know where it is. Okay, so I have here a lint-free cloth. All this is one of my husband's old t-shirts. So you can either use that, an old t-shirt, or you can go to like Menards, Lowe's, anywhere, any home improvement store, and you can get lint-free cloths for pretty cheap. They sell like a huge bundle of them for like $10. You can even get them for cheaper than that if you buy smaller packs of them. And so I am going to take the same brush. I'm not going to go back and dip it in the clear, so I'm not going to waste my time cleaning it off. It's not going to like harm anything if I mix it together. But I'm just going to kind of dab in there. Like, you can see I don't have a ton on here, but a little goes a long way. So you really don't need like a ton of wax to really get your effect. And if you can see, like, it's already pretty black. And what my goal is for this look is I really want it to be on the crevices on the outside so that it really highlights once we have that silver on there. Because the silver is going to take up like a large portion of the black. Like, we're going to lose a little bit of it when we put that silver over it. But that's okay. It just really depends on how much you want. And that's why we put the clear on it, so that we have the option to take it back afterwards. Okay, so I'm just taking a clear spot on here. And I'm just going to initially try to wipe off everything I can without going back with the clear wax yet. And I'm actually going to pop this drawer off so I can get all the way around here. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back in there just so I can wipe all the way around. It's kind of hard to get in there with that drawer on there. And actually, so you can see this is really wiping off really well. Like, sometimes, it just really depends. It's not always this easy to wipe it back, which is where the clear wax comes back into it. Okay, so now I've gotten most of everything that I want on the outside of it, so I kind of want to rub off some of this, just personal preference. I like to have it so you can see. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Without knocking this over. You can see that it's just in the crevices here. So it's not like the entire thing is black. We want it to really just highlight. Ooh, let me put this down before I knock it over. Guys, I absolutely fell, let me tell you, yesterday. I was trying to be slick, stepping over drawers, And I just like, and I have hardwood floors up here and I had socks on and I just totally busted my stuff. I like slipped everywhere. So I was trying to gently put that drawer down before I just knock it over and ruin everything I did. I am very clumsy. Anyways, so as you can see, there's just the black wax is kind of in those crevices there. It's really highlighting a lot of those details. Okay, so let's say though that I'm actually pretty happy with how much has been removed, but let's say we wanted to remove more and it didn't come off as we had anticipated. We're gonna take that clear wax again, and we're just gonna take another clear spot on our lint-free cloth, and we're just gonna kind of circle it in there and make it act as an eraser. And basically what that does is help remove that excess black wax that we don't want there. Another good thing too is like, let's say, okay, you did this and you're like, oh my gosh, too much black wax, I don't like it, you know, it's not what I thought. No problem. Like I mentioned, this is water-based wax, which again, a lot of the other brands are oil-based, and you can just paint right over it. Obviously let it dry a little bit before you would paint over it, but it's really not a big deal. So if you want to experiment with stuff, don't be afraid, because you can always paint right back over it. The only things that you would want to, you know, be careful with is the no pain gel stain. That is oil-based, and the new gilding waxes that we have. So the metallic gilding waxes, the gold, zinc, black, bronze, and I'm missing one, silver, and the chameleon waxes. So those are oil-based. So that you would have to remove with mineral spirits if you tried that out and you didn't like it. But the rest of the product line is water-based, which is really nice. Okay, now the fun part. So we're gonna add some beautiful, shimmery, shiny silver. And this is the Dixie Belle, I can't get it to focus, the Dixie Belle Gemstone Mousse. And I know this looks like a small little jar, but trust me, a little goes a long way. Like, I've done this entire piece, as you can see, and I've done like other projects with it too. And I'm not even like a quarter of the way through this jar. I don't know if you can see, I don't want to tip it over. But like, it seriously goes so far. And then this also, just so you know, it retails for $14.95. And I have seriously just loved playing around with it. So I just use this little artist brush. I got this in like a artist kit that I was, like this paint by numbers that I had. But you can totally go to Joann or whatever and find these pretty easily. And then all I'm going to do is just paint right on top. I had a thicker one that was working a little bit better. This is the thinnest one that I have. So if you have a thicker one, I mean, it really depends, I guess, on the details you're doing. If I had the thicker one I was using for the rest of this, that would be a little bit easier, but you can see like how thin this is. It still goes on like pretty darn well. And of course I am not on here. So all I'm doing is just brushing it right on. And it's seriously, like, it's that simple. Like, that is all you have to do to get this look. And I will see if, I don't know, I've been having trouble getting the comments to come up when I go live on my phone. So I'm sorry if anyone has asked questions. I will make sure to answer them once I go off of this live. But if you have any questions, just drop them below and I'll make sure that I get to you. But yeah, and the Gemstone Mousse too, it comes in silver, gold, garnet, which I've been using for a lot of the Valentine's Day stuff that I've been working on to put in the shop, which is really pretty like rich red. And then they're silver, gold, garnet. There's another red, amber. I always forget. There's too many names for me to remember. We've been coming out, like, honestly, we have launched so many new products in the last, like, 3 months. And it's just too much for my brain to hold in. But they've been really fun to play with, that's for sure. But yeah, so I really look forward to being able to use, like, either the garnet on a whole piece, because I just feel like that would be really, like, a really fun, rich red to do. So if anyone has like feels like that would go great in their home, let me know. Because I just really want to do that. And I also really want to do gold, like a gold on black. Like I feel like that would be so pretty. Okay, so really like that is it. And now we have the black accent and the silver on top. And it was that easy. And I don't know how long I've been live, probably like 10 minutes. And that's it. And that's like the entire, that's exactly what I did for the rest of this piece. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I am happy to help, answer them, point you in the right direction. It's really what I'm here for. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. I hope your week back, if you took some vacation time this past week, I hope this week goes quickly, that weekend comes soon. I know we're all probably hoping that. Hopefully you didn't have too many emails to answer as you got back in the office. But with that, I am going to sign off. I'm going to finish the other end. I have to drill one more drawer pull hole, finish the top, and I am done with this. And she's going to go back to the customer. Maybe this weekend, maybe, I think she might be out of town, but very soon. And I can't wait to see it in her room. This is one of a whole set that I'm doing for her. I actually have her jewelry box over here that I'm working on and a big armoire. So I'm really, really excited to see it all together. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I will talk to you all later.